Welcome to Pink Power Monday Night Call. Tova Privet, Emerald Ambassador here. If we haven't met before, this is our first call after Convention 2022, which we finally got to have back in person, which was so nice. I know for some of you, it was your first time being able to come, and it was just all the good things. And if you registered, I think, online or you attended, I think they actually just sent out an email about watching some of the replays. So look in your email for that, even if you were there. It's really good to go back and watch. It was just so much information. So often in the past, what we've done is just kind of our favorites from events. And what we decided to do today, because we had such a big product launch, was to focus on the 3-day reset. So that's what we're going to do and kind of leave to your team smaller calls. For y'all, I do encourage you to, recap what your favorite takeaways were, because there were so many. So I'm going to screen share real quick. And I know sometimes Canva can act a little funny. So once I get it up here, please tell me, guys, if you can see it. All right. Can you just give me a thumbs up if you guys can see my Plexus 3-day reset? You're good. Okay, awesome. Without further ado. And don't feel like you got to take a bunch of notes here. If you want this stuff, just take some pictures with your phone. All this stuff that I'm about to give you is just review. Like I said, we got a lot of information at convention, and this is a brand new kind of nutrition line, if you want to call it that, the 3-day reset, 3-day nutritionally supported fast. So because it's so new, we really want you guys to feel comfortable and equipped with how to market it and what exactly you're marketing. So all this info can be found elsewhere. I didn't create any of this from scratch, so don't worry about frantically writing everything down. All right, so these are all the points we're going to cover. Just for those of you who like bullet points, we're going to go through a few things. It's not as quite as long as it might look, though we might go over by 30 minutes, but this one's worth hanging around for. So kind of what is this reset? What is it not? Which is important because people are going to ask you that. And then we're going to work through some of the details. Why does this work for us metabolically? What is the schedule actually going to look like? Which products are included? And how are we going to market it? And I apologize, there's a few typos there, so just ignore it. All right, moving on. So you've heard some of this already, I'm sure, and you're seeing some posts out there, and we've heard the whole revitalize, refresh, restore, but really kind of on a physical level, what is that meaning for our clients and what's it meaning for us? I know a lot of you guys have just gotten your box in, and a few people I know started today, and of course our diamonds already got a chance to do this before, and you can see all the pictures. So the overall theme here, kind of what we're going to do with hand in hand with these products. And I want you to remember part of what makes Plexus so unique compared to something you can go to GNC or Target and get, not to mention quality, but we are half the deal here. You don't get somebody explaining everything to you at one of those big box stores, calling you, checking in with you, troubleshooting. You don't get that. So it's really important to make sure this is a partnership that you're working through with your clients. So we're going to teach them how to remove kind of roadblocks. This reset thing is going to help, in essence, not only reset their bodies, but reset their mind and their relationship with food, which is really a lot of the problems that we struggle with making changes, and kind of reset their body's course and how they visualize and how they see what their future health journey is actually going to look like for them. And that's kind of a lot what we just went through, reimagining what their health can look like. So what causes people to quit with us and not stick around? There's a lot of reasons, but I think one of my primary ones, and it goes hand in hand sometimes with people not being as consistent as you want them to be, or just not being patient, but a lot of people who fall off don't feel like they got results quick enough. And though we try, we often coach people, you got to give it weeks, you got to give it months, and that is still true. However, when you can get some results, and you guys know this, when you've started a workout plan or started something new, when you see something on the scale change, or if you feel those pants buttoning a little easier, that's encouraging. That's inspiring. That's going to make me hang on for a lot longer when I don't feel like getting up and going. So you can kind of think of this reset as that it's going to get them quick results that they're going to see and feel right away. And that helps build belief in our products and themselves and us working with them. So that's an important kind of jumpstart. And the last sentence here, I think, is one of the most important to take away. So this product and this line is setting the stage to springboard them into long-term wellness. So we're the health and wellness company, of course. But we're about to get into what is this not. And I think that's important. Some people are going to be attracted to this for the short-term fix. And of course, you are going to see some results right away, assuming you follow the instructions. But what we need to explain to them is this is setting you up for long-term success. So yes, it's going to press the fast forward button on some results and some feeling better right away. But more importantly, it's going to set the stage for our products to work better. And not only are they seeing results right away, then when they pair it with whatever welcome pack best suits their goals, it's going to work better. It's like priming the pump. Their body has been primed to be set up to be successful. And so the 3-day reset is actually just one part of kind of their journey. And it's our job to explain that and to educate them with as much. But even if somebody's like, no, I don't want the welcome pack, though, we're going to try. We're going to have some people who just want the reset, and that's okay. But again, it's belief building. And I'm really speaking to new customers here. Of course, our loyal people, this is going to work hand in hand with that. So nutritionally supported, a few things that are different with us and other programs. I'm going to hit on this on a few slides. People are going to think that they've seen something kind of maybe like this before, or they're going to clump us into categories of like the cleanses, the detoxes, and all that stuff. So we need to explain that that's really not what's going on. It's nutritionally supported, and it's a metabolic reset. That is done with predominantly liquid products that we're going to go through, but not all of them. And it's not a kind of depletion or you guys, people are getting so much protein and so many nutrients. They're still being well nourished, is my point. And a lot of those other things out there by no means are nourishing your body as you go through that. And because you're being nourished and because your metabolism is getting reset, of course, it's going to not only cause short-term weight loss, it's going to set you up to continue to get to whatever your ideal weight is. So here's some of the stuff I alluded to that we see this stuff all over Instagram and all over Facebook, these ads for these things. And when people are just perusing and scanning, unfortunately, we know in our culture now, people don't even slow down and read all of our posts. They look at the graphics, they skim a few sentences. So it's going to be your job when they're interested to really explain to them why these aren't good. People say, why don't I pay less money for the 7-day one or this or that? So here you go. These programs can result in a lot of bad things that our program is not going to. It's really not going to be a metabolism reset. In fact, with a lot of these programs that are more in these lines, you have rebound effects. So when you start actually eating and drinking anything normal afterwards, your body holds on to it because not only have you not fixed your metabolism, you've jacked it up. Your body's so confused at that point. Imbalance in electrolytes, your metabolism's confused. Many, many times they cause dehydration, not enough fiber, not enough protein, and it can actually disrupt the gut microbiome and delay long-term results. So that's the exact opposite of what we want. And ours is so infused and supported. That's really a thing to kind of write down and remember that we're supporting them and what that support means. And it's all the stuff they're getting. So I would focus on that too, why their metabolism is being supported through this as opposed to what they're not getting or not intaking. All right, so here's just a little bit of the kind of facts behind why this is going to reset their metabolism and why they're going to see that weight loss right away. So with the calorie restriction and with the ratios of what the reset has in it, it helps your body transition to using fat as the preferred fuel source, or gasoline for your body. And that's what we want. And depending on what you're eating and what your diet looks like, it's hard to get your body to transition to that stored fat. So this reset sets you up perfectly for that. And that's where you're going to start seeing some of the weight loss right away. In the kind of Western modern diet, the American diet, if you want to call it that, messes up our metabolism all the time. Sugar's so high, and it actually disrupts our gut microbiome. And you guys know a lot of this already just from in general plexus education. So in essence, taking a little respite from our normal diet, even when we try to eat healthy, it can be so difficult to avoid a lot of those sugars and a lot of those processed foods anyway. So even for those of us who are eating healthy, this is going to be helpful. And I think we've kind of hit on a bunch of the other stuff. It's setting you up for long-term, quick results, but long-term success. Who is this for? It's literally for anyone with a digestive system, okay? But people aren't gonna take to that, when kids just like, everybody should do this. That's true, but you gotta kind of speak to people's pain points to get their attention. So what I mean by that is, what problem are they having that we could help address? And this is our, normal marketing that we do, but specific to the reset. So somebody who wants to lose weight, somebody who maybe has lost weight. I've had a lot of people come to me with that, want to make sure they're maintaining it, and they're not going back into their old ways. If somebody feels like they've been in a funk and kind of fallen off their health habits, this is the perfect thing. And of course, we're going to have people who have an event coming up, a wedding coming up, a vacation coming up, and just really need a jump start, need something like that. And then plateaus. I definitely see, we all know that happens. Our body will get in a rut, and we're kind of trying to tweak our supplements and tweak our workout routine. And I really see this as, I'm excited to see how this helps kind of wake up our bodies and restart the process. So this is a brief overview that I'm going to go through with what it comes with. Now, those of you who already have your pack are familiar with this, but I just want to make sure everybody knows, and you can look this stuff up. So this is just quickly what's included. There's 8 products, and the way I'm going through them is the order and the day that you'll take them. Now, with their box, they get this whole little booklet that explains exactly when they're supposed to take everything, so it's very user-friendly. So you don't have to remember any of this and brief them on it, but it's good to be familiar with it. So in the morning, our hydrate, the lemon lime flavor is what comes. And hydration is so important during this process, because a lot of times, at least with me, when I'm eating salty foods, is when I get a lot of my intake in. So if you're not snacking as much and people aren't eating as much, if they're not really cognizant of how much water they're taking in, they could get dehydrated. So we want to make sure they're getting enough water. And remember, 65% of our total body weight is water, and anywhere from 2 to 4% reduction in that will fall into the dehydration category. So we don't want people doing that. And 50% of adults stay dehydrated on a regular basis. Additionally, electrolyte balance is important here. They're not getting the same foods that they always get, which is good. This is what we want to do, but things like hydrate, fill those gaps, and ensure they're getting the right amount of stuff. So that's your early AM. And then we get into kind of mid-morning, late morning, breakfast. Oh, I'm sorry. Where did it go? I think one of my slides disappeared, because it's early AM, and then after that, you're supposed to do the lean way. So let me just see if it got out of order. I don't know where it went, but before the late morning for breakfast, you're supposed to do the lean whey chocolate. So that's what comes with it. And some changes that you'll see whenever I find my lean whey slide. It's been kind of given a facelift. Our regular lean has a few changes that have happened. So it used to have 15 grams of protein per serving, and now it's up to 21 grams per serving. So significant increase, and it has more fiber, less sodium, less calories, and less fat. And then of course it's massively infused with all your vitamins and minerals that you need, and it still includes your prebiotics and your digestive enzymes. So a lot of those things, your, quote unquote, over the counter, the proteins that you would buy, the whey equivalents you would buy at the store, are not nearly this clean and aren't infused with all these things and tend to have a lot of sugar and higher fat, higher carb, higher calories. And just a side note, people ask about the whey protein isolate sometimes. So if you have a lactose allergy, like legit lactose allergy, yes, this technically has some lactose in it. If you have a lactose sensitivity, most of the time, people are fine with the whey protein isolate. It's a minuscule amount of lactose. I don't do well with lactose, and I don't have any trouble with this or with the snack bar. So it's a tiny bit okay for sensitivities usually, but do be aware if somebody straight up has a milk allergy, they need to be careful with that. Okay, now we're back in the late morning, the Slim Hunger Control. You guys are familiar with this product, or both of our Slims. Specifically, we want them really doing this one during this, not skipping it, because this is going to help them feel satiated. It's going to help them feel full. Other positives of it, it helps to maintain blood pressure in kind of normal ranges for them, and just that overall curbing cravings, going to help them be more successful through the day and keep their hydration up. All right, where are we going now? So we're to lunch with the collagen bone broth. And this flavor for this guy, if you haven't seen it yet, is savory beef flavor. You have 20 grams of protein just in this one bowl. It's pretty amazing. It's, in essence, almost the identical as the protein. And by the way, those 21 grams for the protein, the whey protein, was before milk. So if you mix it with milk, you're going to get even more product, of course, more protein. 1 gram of carb and 0 sugar. And they encourage you to try to kind of add whatever herbs that you want to this to kind of flavor it to your liking. And I've heard from a few people, some people put more water in it. It's just kind of like, I think, similar to the Slim. Somebody correct me if I'm not correct here. But if you felt like the flavor was a little strong, play with it, add a little bit of water, more water, and some of your own spices in there to get the flavor you want. So that's your lunch. Mid-afternoon snack, I had the Smart Snack yesterday. I thought it was really good. If you're curious, if you haven't had it yet, those kind of chewy granola bars that don't necessarily break when you buy them, they're more chewy. That's kind of what I felt like it was like. Had a really good taste. And these guys are infused with extra calcium, iron, and potassium. So it's still addressing your electrolytes in there. This also has a tiny bit of the whey protein isolate in it, just like Selene Whey does. Mid-afternoon, the active that comes in the pack is the Starfruit Guava. Remember, it's a natural caffeine source. So I haven't heard anybody complain about, caffeine headaches with this plan. You are allowed to have coffee or tea. They encourage you to stay away from any sugar or cream with it. Obviously, several of our products have stevia in it, so anything like that is fine. But they don't want you adding in unnecessary calories. And there's all the great stuff that we know comes along with active. So for dinner, your collagen soups, we have 2 more products, dinner, and then after that, it's the tomato flavor. And I've actually heard really good stuff about this one. I have not had the chance to try it yet. But 0 fat, 0 sugar, and of course you're getting hydrated with it. Only 20 calories. No, I'm sorry. I didn't write down the calories for this one. I think it was 80 calories. The next one's 20. And it's a 20 gram of protein source again. And then your last one of the day, Restore, is also one of the new products. So the lean has been improved. Then you have the collagen bone broth, and then you have the tomato soup, and then you have the snack bar, and you have Restore. So it's lemon berry flavor. And they kind of highlight this one a lot because it's, in essence, a new drink that does different things. So it's going to help with the appetite control throughout the night. And they said take it in the evening, not super close to bedtime. You have to get up and pee. But other than that, it's going to help make you feel full all night. It supports improved liver function, again, addressing good gut health, digestive support, and cellular defense against toxins and environmental stressors. So this guy sounds pretty awesome. And some people are drinking it warm, almost like a bedtime tea at night. So that was a quick overview of kind of what comes in your box. So when we get into what this is going to look like when they start doing it, there's a few support things that's important that we explain and kind of teach them to do along with it. Not only are we tracking them, and a lot of people are doing reset pages and reset challenges. We have one going for Pink Power. I think the first one starts tomorrow, and then another one starts on the 5th, if I'm remembering right. So look in Pink Power to make sure that's correct. But when they start it, they should text reset to that number right there. Again, it's in the back office if you need to find it later, but they're going to text them throughout their reset with motivational and inspirational things, just encouraging them and kind of making them feel connected right off the bat. So some clarification for, depending on the client you have starting this. Do you have somebody who's never taken Plexus products before, or do you have someone, you know, like us, who's established on their regimen, has the products they like, but they want to try the reset? So if you're an existing client, you take everything like you have been. Take your stuff like normal, and you just incorporate the reset. And then if you're a brand new client, they want you to do the reset first, and then start your new products right after. So you're not doing too much all at once. That's where we are with that. And on your first day after your reset is really when you're going to jump into the Pivotal app. We could do a call, an entire Monday night call just on Pivotal. So the things I mentioned about it's really a program. I don't think it's its own app. Can somebody speak to that? I think it's more just a program that you log into. It's not like its own app. I'm looking in the chat and waiting for somebody to answer. No app. Okay. So they just want to be enrolled in the program. So that would be really cool for that. And with Pivotal, I'm sorry, guys, there's a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to just barely hit on the top of it. I don't know why it took me back to the beginning. Just stand by 1 second.
Oh, okay, so you'll change lanes later.
Can you check your mute buttons, pretty please?
Well, there's not an opportunity to change that.
All right, so here are tips for the reset. And I mentioned a few of these already. And light activity is what's recommended. Obviously, you're not eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks. You're not having as much calorie intake as normal, which is a good thing, but we don't want people going overboard. This would probably not be the day to do like a 2-hour workout at Orange Theory. So just normal stuff, light jog, 20-minute bike ride, something like that, walk outside, focus on your hydration, plenty of sleep. In essence, your body's going to be cleaning itself out through all this and really going through some changes to reset. So it might be a little more fatigued. So we want to give it time to kind of rest up. And I hear by day 3, most people are saying, at least halfway through the second day, and day 3, they're actually feeling like they have more energy. A few people adding ice to the active and hydrate and blending it, so it's more almost like a slushy. And the fact that you're not eating so much, some people might want different textures and stuff throughout the day, so they're not just feel like they're drinking a bunch of liquid. We already mentioned warming up the Restore drink at night. And then for the snacks, if you absolutely must have a small snack, these were their suggestions to add in to pick one of these. So have a pear or apple, a few cucumbers or carrots, celery, or a handful of almonds. So you do have some choices if you just feel like, I gotta have something. All right, when we get into marketing this, so hopefully you guys are seeing kind of what makes the reset different, who we should be marketing it toward, certainly everybody, and speaking to pain points, and then what's coming in their box. A few of these guys we already said, and it's just going through with them step by step, hand in hand, and showing them why this is important to stick with, even if it might be a little challenging. It's going to feel different. And a lot of what's going to feel different about it is just straight up your regular habits. And that's part of the mind reset with this reset pack. It's not just your body. It's kind of how your mind and you're relating to food. A lot of the food stuff we do is out of habit. And people have become really bad judges of, am I actually hungry, or am I thirsty, or am I bored? And so this is going to really help them redefine that. So when they come back on day 4 and start reintroducing foods, people are going to be more inspired to really think about, how are you actually feeling? I just went 3 days without eating X, Y, and Z. So obviously I can do that. So they're going to be more intentional about the choices that they're making when they move on. And Pivotal is that program is going to walk them through for 90 days and really help them get the most out of their investment. All right, we have some wording for you guys here. And again, you can snap a picture of this or send me a message afterwards if you need it. And I am just trying to move my little bar out of the way so I can see it for you guys. All right, and you can read for yourself, but just for fun, I'll read it to you too. So this is for a brand new person or someone who's already using the product. So Sarah, hope you're having a great June. I wanted to drop a note and keep you in the loop about some brand new products that were just released. Our 3-day nutritionally supported fast resets your metabolism and jumpstarts you to your goals. The system kick starts any supplement regimen for long-term results and both losing pounds and feeling better. Would you be open to learning more if I sent some info your way? So remember, always ending on a question like that. And people want to know what's going on. And anyone, honestly, in your cold market, warm market, everybody, people who have told you, no, I'm not interested in Plexus, you should be going back and revisiting. And you can tweak this verbiage to you. You know, I know we've chatted Plexus in the past and it wasn't a good fit. I wanted to keep you in the loop that we have something totally different now. I didn't want to leave you out. Can change things like that, but there isn't anyone like legit guys, even people who are like, no thanks, Plexus is not for me. This is totally different. And we know 85% of sales are made after the ACE follow-up, okay? So even for the people who said no, you should be checking in with them. And then for previous clients, so people maybe who've used to use and have fallen off and quit, haven't ordered from you in a year. Hope you're having a great June. I'm not sure if you're looking to upgrade your health again, so I wanted to drop a note and keep you in the loop that we have brand new products. 3-day supported fast, resets your metabolism, jumpstarts you to your goals, system kickstarts any regimen, long-term, blah, blah, blah. Same stuff that we just said, all right? So you see ways that the bulk of the message is the same. And it's important verbiage. Just talk to your upline about how much you want to tweak it, but keeping someone in the loop. I didn't want to leave you out. Would you be interested in more info? This is totally different. Those are all important facts to make. Very few people want to be left out of the loop or not informed. And if they do, that's okay. We're looking for people who are looking for us. So keep these in mind. If you need more wording, we can help you with that. All right, brief overview of Pivotal. We're doing pretty good on time here. So this program is hyper saturated with stuff that you can do. And the cool thing is there are companies out there and tracker programs out there, and all the ones that are kind of popular right now and that are going to quality, you have to pay for. Even programs where you might already buy products from them, you have to pay an additional amount per month or per year to have access to this stuff. So the fact that Plexus even has it is incredible. And then the fact that it's free for anyone that uses the products is just mind blowing. So they track a lot of stuff on there. You can go and look, but it had like movement and what you're eating and what your supplements were. You can either print it out or I think check it off in there. I haven't had a bunch of time to play with the whole program yet, but it's super exciting and breaks it up week by week for you and does it for 3 full months. Community support, it's going to connect you to other people also working on it, and there's Facebook pages in there that you can link through, people that are doing the reset and people that are involved in the Pivotal app. And then it gets into specific nutrition and movement support. So in general, just really good tracker. And then it gives extra stuff on top of that. So to start with the nutrition, So guys, they legit are in essence taking out the work of meal planning. They came up with good quality recipes, a bunch that are gluten-free, plant-based, kid-friendly. All the meals apparently take less than 20 minutes to prep. I know a few people who've done them, and so they're super easy and they taste really good. And it makes your grocery list for you. Like, I just can't get over that one. So there's really no excuse. You don't have to come up with the ideas, and you don't even have to like go back and forth and figure out what you need to buy at the store. It makes it for you. So that's going to set people up for success, especially right after they've put in this work for this reset. People have seen results, they felt results, they're inspired to keep going on this good, healthy track, but not everybody has good resources for what does that look like if you didn't grow up eating healthy food and you haven't done a lot of it. So this is setting up success and taking the work and time and kind of those sticking points that make a lot of people fail, taking those out of it. And then for the movement support, literally have all sorts of fitness stuff on demand. Again, completely free. All the programs, I think they said, are less than 25 minutes. You don't have to have equipment for all of them. You can do them anywhere. It's just wild to me. So this is new for all of us. We're digging into it and getting used to it, but I just want you guys to know all the things that are out there. So it's this trifold thing that you're offering your clients. So we're offering them this Jumpstart Reset program to fix their metabolism, wake up their metabolism, reset it. And that's going hand in hand with continuing the regimen that is working for them or getting them started on a new regimen. And success with that is, with both of those, is feeding right into the Pivotal app. And then you can redo it. They're saying at least every 90 days, and the Pivotal app lasts 90 days. So you see, this should just be something that people in essence go through. And each time you go through it, you know, we're reevaluating constantly. What products are they on? What perk points do they have? Do we need to add anything else? Try something new. And this is going to keep you in touch with your clients. If you're not already really good at retention and follow-up, this is going to make that easier for you and just be more touches to your clients. And we kind of hit on this stuff already with Movement app. Okay, so I know this was a ton of information quickly, but I really hope it kind of refreshed a lot of this stuff. You may have heard at convention for those of you that got to go there. And if it didn't, hopefully it was a good intro that you can see other than just the posts that people are making, that this really is for everybody, but specifically speak to their pain points about weight and metabolism reset and getting your body functioning like it's supposed to quickly. So pressing the fast forward button and springboarding them into getting max results out of their products. And if they want those results to last long term, and they really want health and wellness, they have to pair this reset with healing their body. So don't disconnect the reset box from what we do day in and day out, and we know to be the magic of Plexus and what it does for people. So this is going to bridge a gap and get them there a little quicker. And yeah, of course, you know, jump-starting weight loss and losing a few pounds right away, it's going to get you headed in the right direction, but we want overall health and success for them. And we went over all the reasons why we're different than what other people might think we are. There's really nothing out there like this at all, guys. Make sure you're customizing everything to them and educate people. If they know what we know, then they'll make the right choices. And so when people aren't making healthy choices and aren't staying consistent with their products, aren't super excited, aren't taking advantage of things, then that means we need to educate them more. And that can be tricky because that looks different for everybody. People want different levels of information, but it's our job to kind of figure that out with where we need to fill those gaps and how we can teach them why this is the best place to be and these are the best choices to make. And they're going to fill it, guys. We know that. We just gotta get them started strong. And we've gone over all that, the super high value that they're getting out of everything. And don't discount yourself, guys. People are buying from you and they stay because the community and the products, but they're trusting you and they're putting their health in your hands. And the fact that they even reach out That's a huge step. They've thought of a lot of things and gone through a lot of objections, even in their own head, before they reached out to you or responded to a message that you sent out. So you've done a lot of the work at that point, and make sure you continue to foster it. And I'm super excited to see what this does for everybody's business. It's going to be amazing. I think we've covered everything. If anyone has like a massive question, I'll hang out in here. Thanks. Yeah. The husbands did a great job. They've had a lot of practice at convention at taking pictures for us. But I appreciate it. That's all the info I have tonight. Thanks for hanging out a little later than usual. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in here now. Other than that, it's going to be a busy last 3 days of the month. So good luck.